Welcome to the AI Efficient Tradie, Episode 3. This is the podcast for tradies who want less admin, more profit, and more time doing what they're actually good at. Now before you tune out and think that's not for me, mate, stick with me, because I'm not talking about robots or anything scary. I'm talking about stuff you can use right now, on your phone, to save yourself hours every single week. Today, I am talking about something that makes a lot of tradies uncomfortable: marketing. Now I get it. You got into this trade because you're good with your hands, not because you wanted to be a content creator. The idea of writing posts or worrying about your Instagram makes most tradies want to go back to bed. But here's the thing, your customers are online. Right now, someone in your area is Googling an electrician, or a plumber, or a carpenter. And if you're not showing up, someone else is getting that job. And that someone is probably a competitor who's figured out the online stuff, even if their work isn't as good as yours. The good news? AI has made this stupidly easy. I'm talking about generating a week's worth of social media content in 20 minutes. Getting your Google reviews responded to professionally without writing a single word yourself. Having a website that actually sounds like a real business, all without a marketing agency or a big budget. Today I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's go. Let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of tradies say, I don't need marketing, I get all my work through word of mouth. And look, if that's genuinely true and your pipeline is always full, more power to you. But here's the thing with word of mouth. It's passive. You can't control it. You can't turn it up when things go quiet. And it tends to bring in more of whatever you already have. So if you're doing a lot of small domestic jobs and you actually want to grow into commercial work, word of mouth from your existing domestic customers isn't going to get you there. The other thing is that word of mouth and online presence aren't competing with each other. They are complementary. When someone gets a recommendation for you, the very first thing they do is Google you. They check your reviews. They look at your website. They look at whether you have any social media presence. If what they find looks professional, you've just reinforced the referral. If they find nothing, or worse, a dodgy-looking website with no reviews, you might lose the job even though someone already recommended you. Your online presence is your digital business card, and AI has made it incredibly easy to maintain one without spending hours every week on it. Let's start with social media, because this is where most tradies feel the most overwhelmed. And I want to completely reframe how you think about this. You do not need to be a content creator. You do not need to post every day. You do not need to dance on TikTok or whatever the latest trend is. What you need is a consistent presence that shows potential customers you're active, professional, and good at what you do. 2 or 3 posts a week is enough to do that. Here's the workflow that actually works for busy tradies. At the end of each job, take 1 or 2 photos, before and after if you can, or just the finished work. That's it. That's your raw material. Then once a week, you spend 20 minutes with an AI tool and you turn those photos and job descriptions into a week's worth of content. You give the AI the details, installed a new 3-phase switchboard for a commercial client in your area, clean install, really happy with how it came up, and you ask it to write a social media post about it. Professional, in your brand voice, with appropriate hashtags, done in 30 seconds. You can even ask the AI to write multiple versions, one that's more technical for LinkedIn, one that's more casual for Facebook, a shorter punchy one for Instagram. Same job, 3 different posts, 5 minutes of work. If you ever get stuck on what to post, here's a list of content types that work really well for trade businesses. And you can literally just tell the AI which type you want and give it the relevant details. Before and afters are gold. People love seeing the transformation. Job site photos show you're active and busy. Tips and advice. Here's how to tell if your hot water system needs replacing. Position you as an expert. Behind the scenes content, showing what a day on the tools looks like, is surprisingly engaging. Customer shoutouts when you get a great review. And anytime you're working on something unusual or complex, show it off. The AI handles the words. You just supply the photos and the basic job details. It takes almost no time once you've got the habit. Now let's talk about Google reviews, because this is one of the highest impact things any trade business can focus on, and AI makes managing it almost effortless. Now let's talk about Google reviews, because this is one of the highest impact things any trade business can focus on, and AI makes managing it almost effortless. First, the obvious. Google reviews directly affect how prominently you show up in local search results. The more reviews you have, and the higher your average rating, the more likely you are to appear when someone searches for a tradie in your area. It's one of the single most effective things you can do for local marketing. But a lot of tradies don't ask for reviews. They feel awkward about it. And when they do get reviews, they don't respond. Both of these are missed opportunities. Here's where AI helps. First, getting more reviews. You can use AI to write a simple, warm follow-up message that goes out to every customer after a job is complete. It thanks them for their business and includes a direct link to your Google review page. Not pushy, just a friendly nudge. Tradies who do this consistently can triple their review count within a few months. Second, responding to reviews. This is where a lot of business owners fall down. They either don't respond at all, or they write the same generic thanks for your review response every time. AI can generate a genuine, personalized response to every review, positive or negative. That sounds like a real person wrote it. For positive reviews, it thanks the customer and reinforces what they liked. For negative reviews, and this is important, it responds professionally and constructively, without getting defensive. How you respond to a bad review says more about your business than the review itself. Potential customers read those responses. A calm, professional response to a complaint actually builds trust. AI helps you do that consistently, even when you're frustrated. If you've got a website, or you're thinking about getting one, AI can write all of your website copy for you. Your homepage, your services pages, your about page. All of it. In your voice. Professionally written. For free. You just tell the AI the basics. What trade you're in, what area you service, how long you've been in business, what makes you different, and ask it to write a homepage for a trade business website. Refine it a couple of times. Done. What used to cost a few $1,000s from a copywriter now takes you an hour and costs nothing. On the SEO side, getting found on Google, the basics are surprisingly simple. Make sure your Google business profile is complete and up to date. That means your correct address, phone number, website, trading hours, and a proper description of your services. AI can write that description for you, optimized with the right keywords for your trade and location. For example, if you're an electrician in your area, you want your Google business profile description to mention electrician Las Vegas, electrical contractor Sydney, residential and commercial electrical, and so on. Not stuffed in awkwardly, but naturally woven into a well-written paragraph. AI does this really well. These aren't big, complex strategies. They're basic foundations that a huge number of trade businesses are still missing, and they make a real difference to how easily customers can find you. Your 3 things for this week, and these are all completely free. Number 1, take a photo on your next job. Before, after, or just the work in progress. Then open ChatGPT or Claude and ask it to write a Facebook post about the job. Give it the basic details, what it was, where, what you did, how it came out. Post it. That's it. You've just done social media marketing. Number 2, check your Google business profile. Is it complete? Does it have a proper description? Are your photos up to date? If not, open an AI tool and ask it to write a Google business description for your trade and location. Copy, paste, done. This could directly affect how many people find you. Number 3, after your next completed job, send a follow-up text to the customer. Something like, "Hey, just checking everything is still going well with the work we did. If you're happy with the job, we'd really appreciate a Google review. Here's the link." Ask AI to help you write that text. Then save it as a template and use it after every job. photo, Google profile, review request. 3 things. All free. All achievable this week. That's episode 3 done. AI for marketing your trade business. Remember, you don't need to become an influencer. You just need a consistent, professional online presence. And AI makes maintaining that easier than ever. Next episode, we are getting into the one that probably causes the most pain in any trade business: paperwork and compliance. SWMS documents, invoices, WHS obligations, follow-up emails. All of it. We are going to show you how AI can take a huge chunk of that off your plate. If you're finding value in the show, please subscribe and leave a review. It helps other tradies find us. And share it with a mate who's still doing all this stuff manually. Until next time, like and subscribe to the ARI Efficient Tradie. Less admin, more profit, more time. Catch you in the next one.